All right, good. So, all right, sorry about that, people. Everybody, thank you for your patience. Whoever has the Galaxy 9 doesn't have the camera, but I'm getting ready to start. Today is a moment in time where we're trying to celebrate the life of our cousin, friend, David George Watson. I sent you all the programs. I'll send you again if you didn't get it so that you can print it. And we're just gonna have a very relaxed, simple service to celebrate his life. My name is Rosemarie Rose Spencer, if you didn't know me. I'm his cousin. And today, I'd like to start with a very short video. And I'm gonna share my screen, and it's a pictorial of David's life. So let me get that queued up here. And I'm gonna cue up my music that goes with this. Many rivers to cross, but I can't seem to find my way over. As I travel, my cliffs of Dover. And it's only my will that keeps me alive. I've been licked, pushed up for years.
That is my favorite auntie.
Because of my pride. I hope you all can see the presentation.
Yes, yes, dear.
I can see it.
It's such a dream to be on your own.
That's it, Daddy. I'm Peter Cobb.
Lock this up. But just where to begin? Okay, hold on. I'll play for time. Okay, I'll let you in just a second. Every time I find myself thinking of committing some dreadful crime.
That's a great grandmother.
Hard to find.
Yeah. You never seen it? You never seen it? Oh, you don't know. That's it. That was a grandmother.
Sometimes it gets so lonely. Scream on the holler to myself. Moan to myself sometimes. I said. Help me somebody. Help me somebody. Give me some time when I'm down. Love is my foundation. Wisdom is my capital. Struggle is my mother. Sorrow is my companion. Love is my foundation. True love is my foundation, yeah. It's been so hard to find Okay, so let me turn this music off here and get back to the Zoom. Okay, I need to let some people in. Coming in, coming in, coming in. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little video I put together for David's life.
Very good. Very good.
Hey, all right.
Very
So,
good. Very good.
And I'm recalling a young David.
all right.
Yes.
And if you all would like a copy, I can always send you a copy later. So with
Okay.
further ado, I just want to welcome, I know Uncle Ruddy, Joy just joined. So I'd like to at this time turn over the faith portion to my, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, my husband Steve is here with me.
Hi,
Hi,
Hello,
Steve.
husband.
I'm so nervous. Anyway, so I'd like to turn over the faith portion to my faith leader, my brother, Albert Edward Rose II, known as Teddy. And the beautiful young lady in the picture is his daughter, my niece, Amaria. Okay, so.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay, Teddy, it's on you.
All right. How's everybody doing? Sorry to meet under these circumstances, but you know, we're here. I'm gonna just read a simple psalm, Psalms 23. Everybody knows it. And I'm pretty sure my cousin David knew this psalm because I think it was one of Aunt Kathleen's favorite psalms. His mom, she was one of my favorite aunties. She was born the same day as me, January 29th. Born on the same day, and this was one of her favorite psalms. So Psalms 23 out of the King James Version. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." So I think that's pretty fitting looking back on David's life. You know, God took care of him. At the end of the day, the Most High looked out for him, and the Most High took care of him. You know, he had a lot of ups and downs, and things didn't always go the way he wanted them to go. I know he wanted to get back to Jamaica so bad and enjoy his life in Jamaica, but at the same time, you know, he did things his way. And I just feel like this Psalms just shows us that, you know, our cousin, our friend was looked out for in his life by the Most High. Definitely was.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want, as a before we get into a wonderful contribution from Emily, I'd like the following people to know. If you look on your screen, you will see a little movie camera. Very good, Joy, you got it. You should hear me now. Tony,
I can hear you.
you want to see, you can, yes, Tony, you need to undo yours. Beverly Lawson, you need to undo your mic so we can hear you, you can hear us, and you can do the same with the camera. Emily, please undo your microphone because you're up next. Let's see who else I have. Okay, I got some, okay, all right. So let's see who else. Uncle Maurice, I believe, or Little Maurice, you can undo your video to see everyone. All right, Emily, are you ready to? And now we have the wonderful honor of a musical contribution by one of the cousins, Emily. Go ahead, Emily.
Good evening.
Pardon?
I'm going to do a little test here because I want to make sure the sound is going to come through okay.
Okay.
So, is that a clear sound?
Yes.
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 It's good.
And then I'm going to try something else. Better before or after?
I think they're both the same, so you can just go ahead.
All right, all right.
Thank you very
Very good. Very good.
wonderful, wonderful. So at this time, I would like to go to Uncle Maurice, who is going to read the eulogy. Uncle Maurice, are you there? Uncle Maurice, Uncle Maurice there?
He's not here. I'll have to, let me go upstairs and see if I can get him.
But don't, Maurice, don't worry. I'll read it. Don't worry. I got it. Okay, so I'd like to read at this time the eulogy for David. David George Watson was born on the 12th of January, 1950 to Kathleen McHugh Watson and George Watson. He attended Fern Court School in Claremont, St. Anne, and later De Carteret College in Mandeville, Jamaica. In his early 20s, he migrated to New York with his mother. After working in New York, he returned to Jamaica and resided with his aunt, Edith McHugh. Air Jamaica employed him where he worked in the baggage claim department. After marrying Nanette Littlejohn, he once again migrated to New York. He attended aeronautical training in California and drafting school in Georgia. He subsequently returned to New York, where he worked until his retirement. David had a profound love for cars. In fact, at an early age, he could identify cars as they approached the hill of his childhood home, Gordon Lodge. David was a loving son and nephew. It is said that he was never too far from his mother, Kathleen, or his Aunt Edith. David was a loyal and beloved cousin. He spent many a fond moment with Emily, Helena, Andrew, Rosemary, Dawn, that's my sister who passed away, and Teddy, taking them for rides in the country and for late evening ice cream delights. David was a loving friend. He was known for his smile and his stubborn nature. Many may not know that David had a passion for music. Notably, he loved his guitar and on occasion quietly strummed songs. David loved to dance and he loved to have a good time. Ska, rocksteady, reggae was the rhythm of his soul. David will be fondly missed by his family and friends. So I hope you all appreciate it. It's in the program. And so the next one, I would like to go to Uncle Ruddy, who is going to read for me Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 22 to 26. Uncle Ruddy, are you there?
Right here.
Thank you very much.
Okay. It is of the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassion fail not. They are new every morning, great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul, therefore will I hope in him. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord.
There is said the word of the Lord.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna, at this time, if anyone, and I know Joy would like to say a few words as Uncle Ruddy's wife, AKA Zoe, if you would like to say, you have a couple kind words you'd like to say?
Yes. Go ahead now.
Yes, please.
Mhm.
Well, David and I shared the same birthday, 12th of January. We spoke with each often, periodically, but for sure on that date. We, as January babies, thought we were special and shared many moments of laughter, and I will always remember his smiling, happy face and his happy voice as we both enjoyed our day, our birthday. David lived with us in California, in Los Angeles, along with Nanette, and shared many fond moments with our children, Jason and Zoe, before we moved to Jamaica. David brought his guitar for safekeeping to our home, Mountain Valley in Kingston, where it still remains till this day.
Wow.
I often wondered, when will David come to Jamaica again? Well, it was not meant to be. I will always remember the good times we shared. Rest in peace, David. Sleep well. Endless happiness and peace in your new abode in heaven. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful.
That's
Thank
love.
Thank you, Joy.
Would anyone else, Uncle John, anyone else like to have Reggie kind words for to share? Briefly, Flavia, anyone here, you know?
Yes, this is Flavia, Rosie, and I'd like to share some memories with David and Marlene, because there was a time when I lived in Jamaica in the 70s, and Marlene and David and I would travel around the island. Sometimes I had to travel to different parishes, and I would be traveling late at night to get home, and then I could always rely on David. If I told him, David, I'm going to Montego Bay, can you drive for me because I'm scared of coming back home late? He would say, sure. He never denied me because he knew how scared I was. But as everybody knew, David not only had a fondness for his guitar, but also for his car. And just recently, Teddy and I were reminiscing on a special, a certain experience that we had, because David was always fixing up old cars and they were breaking down on him. Would fix them up again. And this night, I think Marlene and Teddy and I were with David, and the car conked out on him. And David got so frustrated that he came out of the car and he took up a stone. He threw the stone into the car.
That was the biggest stone I ever saw.
We were so But that's how he let out his frustration. I've never heard David say an unkind word to anyone or of anyone, and he was always pleasant and always with.
All right, thank you, Flavia. I know we as you know, we're on the Zoom, so I'm trying to keep the time to a limit, and I hope you all can appreciate that.
Daddy wants to say something. Go on.
Yes, Uncle John, please go ahead.
The elder. Praise God. God bless you, sir.
100.
God bless you, sir. God bless you.
Did you say 100?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay,
Couple months.
Mhm.
okay.
All right, go ahead, Daddy.
Okay.
God
I'll
bless.
just say two words
God bless.
because I was at the birth of David and witnessing the end of David. The night when David was born, my mother and myself went into the hospital to see this new baby. And when we got into the hospital, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you good.
Very well.
When my mother and myself went into the hospital, we saw a little thing, the smallest baby I'd ever seen. And so my mother said to me, John, what is it, baby? And anyway, we greeted David into the world. I had some very special occasion to witness David's life. And I will say certain things that might not be pleasant, that is necessary. David had to come to live with me for some years in my home at Garden Lodge, cared by my mother and myself. And we had good times, we had bad times, more good times than bad times. But what I can assure you is that David's life wasn't very too pleasant with a father. However, David battled away and did his best. He eventually went to Ferncourt Schools in Clermont, and I remember buying him a football boots. He was thrilled by it. I don't know how much football.
You know what? It wasn't dialing we're supposed to press, it was the other button. And that's what gave you the volume. It said dial something another, dial with audio.
Yeah.
So
So
you click on that and automatically the sound comes.
somebody has their microphone talking in the background, please. Okay.
Anyway, I close by praying for David that he's sleeping in Jesus.
Amen.
And that we'll see him at the resurrection. I am about to cry when I think of it.
Okay,
That
Uncle
we'll see him again.
We
All
will.
of us looking tonight and praying that he is with Jesus. We'll see David once again at a great day. God bless you all.
Thank you, Uncle John, and God bless
Uncle
you.
John, God bless.
Now,
God
we're
bless.
running a little low on time, but there are two things. I was going to read the poem, but it's more important that my wonderful niece has agreed to say the prayer that Aunt Kathleen, Aunt Edith, David, and I, and my mother, and most of you have. And at this time, I'd like Amaria to say the closing prayer.
Hold on, I gotta pull it up
What?
first. Go
hold
to
on.
something else.
How much time do we have?
About 10 minutes. Hold on.
Okay.
You want to go, Michael? Go ahead.
You want to go ahead, or do you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go first, Mike. Go first, Michael.
Okay. Yeah, as has been stated, Aunt Edith and David had a very close bond, and I recall a very humorous moment. At the time, it didn't appear to be, but upon reflection, it really was very humorous. Aunt Edith was always concerned about David's well-being, and when on a visit to Jamaica, we were staying at her house at 8A Maryland Drive, and David was in the bathroom. And you know that the sitting room was right outside, and Aunt Edith was very curious as to why David was there for such what she felt was a prolonged period of time. And she said, David, what are you doing in there? He said, I'm taking a poo. Now, that's not quite the words he used, but you can reflect. So it was one of those moments where only the intimacy that they had would have allowed him to have said that. And of course, we, in hearing this, were quite amused, and Aunt Edith was well placed in put in her place. The last point I'd like to make, David would say to me, well, I'd say, David, when are you going to come and visit? And his retort was, well, when the weather improves. Now, the last time I spoke with him was during a winter season. So that was the background behind his saying, when the weather improves. Well, apparently, the weather has not improved enough. So that will, of course, mean to say that he never came to visit, unfortunately. But what I take from his statement that the weather had not improved well enough for him to come at that time is that there's better weather to come. And as my father has stated that we will see him at the resurrection, you can't ask for a better day to come than that. So in truth, David kept his promise that he was going to see me when the weather improved, and that day is coming. So Rosemarie, thank you very much for putting this together. Roddy, my cousin, thank you I remember you caring for him in California. Maurice, always being at his side in the Bronx and keeping him in place there. So I know a lot of people helped him. And Rosemarie, finally to say, I know you were looking to do some more things for him. And putting this together for us is a great reflection of your caring for him. And may God bless all of you. And it's a great, wonderful day that we can see each other through this wonderful technology. It's a God's gift. And thank you, and God bless everybody. Thank you, Rosemary.
Yes.
Okay,
Amen.
Maria,
Amen.
are you ready?
Just
Yes,
quickly.
she's ready.
All right, we're going to go to Amaria.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go.
Gentle Jesus, meek and mild look upon this little child. Pity my
Simplicity.
Help me, Lord, come to thee. Now I lay down to my sleep.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul shall keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul shall take. May angels watch me through the night and keep me safe till morning light. Teach me to always say what is true.
Amen.
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 I chose that because the last thing that David said to me was, he said, Rosie, help me. And I couldn't help him, but I could celebrate his life for him. And as Michael said, and Uncle John said, we will see him again. So in closing, I want to play for you one of my favorite songs, and it's by a Jamaican artist.
Just quickly, Rosie, before you get to that, just quickly.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is Reggie Williams. I would be very remiss if on behalf of Air Jamaica, I did not say rest in peace, David. You have been a friend. We've worked together for a long time, and you will be surely missed. Rest in peace.
Yes. Amen.
Thank you.
Amazing. So Reggie, were you one of the people who would come by in the van to pick him up to go to work?
I sure was.
And he would get a little late, but I remember him getting dressed, putting on his sweet smelling cologne.
Yes.
So those are my memories of those pickups.
And Uncle John, I realized that if I wanted to see an image of David, I had to just take a look at you. You're a splitting image of David.
Wow. And I remember Flavia too. Hi, Flavia. Why did you put no song?
I'm gonna leave you up, Bill, help me. I believe.
For every drop of rain that I believe that somewhere in the darkest night a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way.
I believe. I believe.
The smallest prayer will still be heard.
And David's prayers are being heard. We are all together. That's one of the last things he said to me.
Amen.
He wanted us to be together. And that's what we all must promise to do.
Amen.
Or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know
I want to also acknowledge Jan Marie. Jan Marie, our condolences for your mom as well. And I know we're
Jan Marie, yes.
celebrating David,
Yes.
but definitely thinking and praying for you as well.
Yes. Yes.
Blessings and love to Jan Marie.
Flavia, how are you?
And I want to tell you something. Wait, I have to say this before we close. Can you imagine the welcome party? Lord have
Oh,
mercy.
yes.
And cooking tripe.
I just thought about that.
And cooking Christmas cake. Mama.
And Jackie.
Jackie. Listen, Auntie did turn round.
Wow.
Everybody just big up when them see David. Them say, Dookie,
Wow.
Dookie, you
Wow.
come. Dookie,
Wow. Wow.
you come.
Awesome.
So I want to tell you, everybody, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I didn't want to make this day too sad because David, but David is no longer lost. He is
so much.
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you.
God bless
Thank
you.
you.
All right.
Nice to
Thank
see
you,
you.
Rosemary.
Nice to
Take
see
All
you.
right. God bless everybody. Good to see y'all.
How
All
are you
right.
doing?
Thank you, Amaria. You're the future.
Welcome.
Beautiful. Rosemary, well done.
Awesome.
Well
Awesome.
done.
Awesome.
Yes.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Michael, how are you?
Good job, Rosemary. Good job.
Thank you. I'll be posting it on YouTube. Ted, you might have to help me. I'll be posting it on YouTube. So if you want to share it with anyone,
Who's
okay?
here, Paul, laughing at you?
God bless you. Take care.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks again.
Good job.
Bye-bye.